Tonight on CTV News, we honor CSU shooting victim Savannah McNealy and investigate the police brutality chalk art on the plaza.
Then later on, we take a look at the CSU drag show and how El Centro is helping first-generation students on campus. All this and more on CTV News, starting now. Good evening, CSU. I'm Litos Castro, your new CTV News anchor.
And I'm Stuart Smith. Let's get started with everything in the world of news. Last week, CSU and student media lost someone to a deadly shooting on her birthday. Savannah McNealy was a senior at CSU, an art major, and graphic designer for a multitude of organizations on campus. In remembrance, a vigil was held for Savannah Friday evening at the Ram Walk outside of the new on-campus stadium. Grace Reeder reports.
We're here to celebrate a very important person today, to commemorate a life of Savannah.
Early Thursday morning, Savannah McNealy, a CSU student, lost her life in a tragic shooting.
I think the first time I met her was probably at Ram Welcome, what would that be, 2014? So yeah, I've known her for quite some time.
On Friday, the CSU community gathered to mourn.
It takes a lot to get through something like this.
Savannah worked as an intern at Creative Services here at CSU, and she also worked at student media with our team.
Savannah was a very creative person. She was an amazing friend. She cared about people so much.
Many, including our staff who loved Savannah, attended to celebrate her life.
Doing something feels better than not.
Savannah McNealy, you'll be missed. With CTV, I'm Grace Reeder.
You will never forget her.
The vigil, I think, was a wonderful way to remember an incredible member of our community. And as Grace said, Savannah will be greatly missed.
Many college students cannot wait to head to the bars, so much so that they turn to expensive fake IDs. But a new study shows that Colorado State University has a lower number of fake IDs than the national average. Every year since 2013, the number of fake ID confiscations that have been reported to Student Conduct Services has increased markedly. According to Mike Katz of SCS, last year 233 fake IDs were reported. As of September 18th of this year, only 13 fake IDs have been reported to SCS. Most of the fake IDs were confiscated at bars and liquor stores that are in Old Town or around campus. But those numbers are the ones that have been reported by bars and liquor stores to Fort Collins Police Services. In 2016, 0.07% of CSU's population were reported to Student Conduct Services as having a fake ID, which is lower than the national data. The National Institute of Health published a study in 2009 with much higher numbers than that, estimating that 12.5% of college students and had fake IDs before college, and 32.2% had fake IDs by their fourth semester.
Have you ever noticed those blue light emergency boxes around town and on campus? Well, students rarely use them. Campus security still considers those blue emergency light call boxes an important safety resource. These blue lights ring directly into CSU Police Department Dispatch Center through the push of a button. Monica Rivera, director of the Women and Gender Advocacy Center, said, while blue lights may influence broader campus safety, she does not consider blue lights a necessary resource in preventing sexual violence. Rivera stated, "I'm not anti-blue lights, I just don't think they're necessarily a particularly utilized or effective method of preventing sexual assault. But even in terms of response, I can't think of survivors we've worked with who have ever utilized a blue light. Blue lights are a somewhat benign thing on campus." Emergency blue light phones are listed as one of the campus security programs on the CSU 2017 Annual Fire and Safety Report, along with residence hall security and proper building access. CSU Police Chief Scott Harris wrote, "The phones are a safety feature on campus that continue to offer a sense of reassurance to parents, students, employees, and guests that there is a way for them to call for help if they cannot use their cell phones for any reason." If you would like to locate the 65 blue lights on campus, view the main university map.
A student organization met on Sunday morning outside the Laurie Student Center Plaza to protest against police brutality in the form of art. Our news correspondent Emilia Castañeda has the story.
Members of the Ethnic Studies in Action student organization met at the CSU Plaza to create a chalk display as part of the national protest against police brutality day.
We chose to protest through art because it's not a confrontational way. We're not trying to get in arguments with people about this necessarily, because it's just kind of like, it's not arguable that this is happening, right? Like people are dying. And so really it's more about focusing on the victims. And while we're writing these things out, thinking about the violence that each one of these people probably endured up to the time of their death.
Members wrote the names of the 64 people who were killed by police in Colorado so far this year.
There's something really powerful about writing a name over and over and over again, like a different name every time, in terms of just like really humanizing the issue.
Last year, members wrote over 865 names on the pavement, but this year, asterisks were being drawn, of which, according to Erica Lafayette, hold a symbolic meaning.
Asterisks stand for all the people, the other people around the country, because when you say the sentence, 968 people were killed at the hands of police, there's an asterisk there that has a whole list of names.
I went to the streets to catch students' reactions to the demonstration.
Students, part of the Ethnic Studies in Action organization, joined together this past Sunday to remember the lives of those who were killed by police so far in 2017, with the goal to raise awareness of the impact of police brutality.
Because for this one, it's actually really easy to be ignored.
Using chalk, the students provided a visual representation of every life lost with an asterisk, and one student feels it serves its purpose.
It's food for thought and really points to the fact that this is an issue that needs to be addressed, probably, not just swept under the carpet continually. So.
However, one student feels they could have done better.
It's kind of weird because I feel like people aren't really going to see it unless they're outside of normal class hours. So I feel like it's kind of wasted time, I feel like. But I mean, they can spend their time however they want.
Since the problem of police brutality is widely debated, it's likely this demonstration will generate some discussion among students.
The sprayed chalk was reported to be washed off by campus facilities on Monday. The student organization hopes what's left of their demonstration will encourage campus-wide dialogue on police brutality.
For first-generation students at Colorado State University, the task of filling out a FAFSA form or simply not knowing what to expect can seem daunting. However, for second-year student Kiabich Gonzalez, offices such as El Centro provide her with tools and support to navigate through college.
I mean, it's hard, but it's also, it's like a nice challenge because it helps you become very independent when you're trying to do things. So lots of stuff I've either learned to ask for help or I've just kind of figured it out on my own.
Gonzalez says she feels a kinship with her friends at El Centro that are also first generation. To find out more about El Centro, visit www.elcentro.colostate.edu.
With ski season approaching, students will need to have passes, gear, and of course, a mode of transportation if they wish to hit the slopes this year. At $20 for a round-trip ticket, the new SkiSU bus will take up to 55 passengers to various ski resorts on 5 Saturdays this winter. Manny Santasteven, a sophomore studying political science, developed the idea for this service as an eco-leader for the Corbett Hall. Santasteven said, "I noticed CU has a ski shuttle, the University of Wyoming even has a ski shuttle, and we didn't. So it was something I wanted to look into, and I ended up designating it as my project for the semester. The bus will leave on Saturdays at 6:30 a.m. from the Mustang stop, near Parmalee on Plum and Meridian, and will depart from the ski resort no later than 4 p.m. to make the return trip. Passengers can stash their equipment in the storage area below the charter bus. For more information, please visit colostate.edu/skisu. Are you thinking about taking that bus?
Oh yeah, definitely. I have not been skiing in quite a long time, and having a way to get up to the mountain's great, or as easily as can be great.
Oh yeah, it's going to be tons of fun.
Yeah. Well, that's all the time we have for news tonight, CSU, but don't go anywhere, because Zach Trombetta has the 5-day forecast and the best ski resort of the week.